All right, guys. So this is a quick video. We're gonna break these videos up into smaller videos so that you could do one step at a time. So this is how to create your assignment for the next step for the monograms. And so I'm going to show you how to create your file and how to bring in images into this file. So we're going to start a new file. So you got to open up Photoshop, obviously. You're going to click new file. Now I already have an 8.5 by 11. It's custom because I've used it before. If you have not done that, if you don't have this as a custom, go over here. Make sure this is in inches and you want the width to be 8.5 and the height to be 11. Now this is basically a standard size for a piece of paper. Now remember for this part, for the name, give it a name that actually would, you'd be able to find it and I'd be able to find it. So I would put Monogram Final and put your initials. I'm putting WS, so you would put your initials. The only other thing that you want to make sure is resolutions at 300 and then you would create. Now, as you have Photoshop up, you want to make sure that if you don't see your tools, like right now, I don't see any of my tools. So I'm going to go into Windows, click Tools. There's your tools, your toolbar. I keep it next to the paper because it makes sense to me. The next thing I probably look for is my layers palette. There's my layers palette, and this is mainly what I need. Everything else, I wouldn't need it at the moment. The main thing you want to know is right now you have a background layer, and the background layer is usually white. If you get rid of your background layer, which you really sometimes you can't, if you double click it, it would unlock it. If you get rid of it, you get this checkered board pattern. Some people are really bothered by this. So just keep your background layer. Make sure not to draw on your background layer so you don't end up erasing and getting that checkerboard pattern going through. So just keep your background layer separate. So I'm going to lock it. And then now I'm going to bring in an image and I'm going to bring in my monogram. Now your monogram is an Illustrator file. You can bring in Illustrator files into Photoshop. They work together. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up and I'm going to go to File at the top of the screen. And you want to place embed or embedded. Place embedded would allow you to bring in an image and make it part of this Photoshop file. So I'm looking at my monograms. That's actually the Photoshop version. So here's my monogram studies. And you see at the end it says AI. That means Adobe Illustrator. So what it does is going to show you all your designs. And actually, you know what? This isn't the file that I want. So let me try this again. Place embed. I think I wanted this one. Yep, that's the one I wanted. File place. Now, if you have multiple boards or pages in Illustrator, it will show you all of them, and then you have to pick the one you want. I want this wider one. You could pick multiple, hold shift, and oh, maybe not. I think you have to pick one at a time. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna pick this number one, and then I'm gonna press OK. And there's my logo, my monogram, excuse me. And when you first bring in a file into Photoshop, this is your chance to change the size immediately. You could change it later. There's a whole another way, but once you double click it, it's accepted and that bounding box is gone. Now, if you missed your chance to change the size and now you do want to change the size, press Command T. Now, Command is next to the space bar on both sides and then the letter T, and now the bounding box comes up and you could change the size. What you want to be careful is you don't change the dimensions. Notice I can make it thinner and wider. You want to kind of go at an angle so that the dimensions stay the same. If the size gets bigger, the proportions get the same, stay the same. All right, so now we have this. Now we have to bring in your other image, your image from the internet. This is going to be the thing that you want to combine with your letters. So I'm going to go to Chrome and Google Chrome or Safari, either one. And I want to do palm trees. You could pick plants, animals, anything you want. You're just gonna have to be flexible and know that not everything's gonna fit into your image. And so you're gonna have to make some changes. Also, as we go, we'll explain what makes a good image and what makes a bad image. All right, so I'm gonna pick this one. It's got a couple palm trees hanging out and sticking up, and there's some negative space. So this one's 620 by 340. If you hover over the picture, right in the corner, it'll tell you the measurement. So 340 ends up being like 4 inches. Now remember, our page is like 8 inches tall, so this is actually not too bad because the pages are actually the logo is small in the page, so it's about half the page. So this would work. Now I could go to this one, and this is 800 by 500. It does have a watermark, so I kind of don't want to use this one. But let me see if there's anything else that might be bigger. So let's select this one, 600 by 400. The colors are nice. What's nice about this one is there's nothing in the background, so this might be easier to cut out. So I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna hold down Control, which is the second button, bottom of your keyboard. Click it, copy image. And I'm going to bring that, go click it to Photoshop, press Command V. V is in Victor, Command right next to your space bar, press OK. There's the image. I'm gonna press Command T, and that's gonna let me change the size of this. We'll double click it. And then right now, that's it. You brought in your two images. You have your text, you have your letter, your monogram, and your image, and you're all set with this aspect of the video.